What if the voice that made millions laugh was hiding a lifetime of pain? For years, Frasier felt effortless, smart, funny, perfectly controlled. And at the center of it all was Kelsey Grammer, playing a man who always seemed to have the answers. But off-screen, his life was anything but controlled. Before the fame, before Hollywood, Grammer's childhood was already marked by instability. His parents separated early, and he was raised by his grandparents. His grandfather became his anchor, the one steady figure in his life. So when he died, it left a hole that never fully closed. And then, tragedy struck again. At just 13, Grammer lost his father in a violent murder. It was sudden, shocking, and impossible to process at that age. But life didn't pause to let him heal. Years later, his younger sister Karen was abducted and killed in a brutal crime. And Grammer didn't just lose her, he had to face the unimaginable task of identifying her. That kind of trauma doesn't fade. It stays with you, shaping how you see everything. By the time he reached adulthood, loss had become a pattern. He even lost 2 of his half-brothers in a tragic accident. One disappeared underwater, the other died trying to save him. At that point, grief wasn't just part of his story. It was his story. And yet, he kept going. Acting became his escape. His way of channeling everything he couldn't say. That passion eventually led him to Cheers, where he first appeared as Dr. Frasier Crane. But here's what most people don't realize. Frasier was never meant to last. He was introduced as a temporary character. Just a small role in someone else's story. But something about Grammer's performance stood out. There was depth, vulnerability, something real beneath the humor. Because it was real. That same emotional weight, the balance between control and chaos, became the heart of Frasier. And when the spin-off Frasier was born, it carried that same energy. A man trying to stay composed, while everything underneath feels like it might fall apart. Sound familiar? Because while the show was thriving, Grammer wasn't. Behind the scenes, he was battling addiction. Alcohol, drugs, arrests, it became a cycle. Not because of fame, but because of pain. Years of unresolved grief that never truly healed. At one point, it got so serious that his co-stars had to step in. They staged an intervention, a moment that could have gone either way. But it changed everything. Because here's the truth fans never noticed. Frasier wasn't just about a psychiatrist helping others. It was about a man quietly trying to understand himself. That's why the character felt so real. Why the emotions hit deeper than a typical sitcom. Because behind every line, every pause, every moment of reflection, there was a real story. A story of loss, survival, and resilience. So the next time you watch Frasier, don't just listen to the jokes. Look a little closer. Because behind that calm voice and clever humor is a man who turned unimaginable pain into something unforgettable.